Pringles?
What flavor? What flavor?
All of them, but I'll say barbecue for the purposes of
Ew, that's the worst flavor.
Fuck. Oh,
Only cheddar. Only
swing
cheddar.
and a miss on the
I'd rather have pizza flavor than that.
No. Oh no, and pizza flavor was actually
flavor
good.
are you picking,
Pizza's okay.
I like
I'm
pizza.
going sour cream and onion because
the problem with sour cream and onion is that
you're not an adult and you can't handle it. Yeah.
Sour cream and onion is amazing for like a third of a tube, but if you're a whole tube guy, you get burns and like you're injuring yourself.
Yeah, you have to play through the pain if you want to get to where I. If you want to get to where I. If you want to get to my way,
I don't know what Pringles. So Pringles, I'm pretty sure that the way they make Pringles involves like puree, like making potato powder and then pressing that into a
chip. It's not a potato chip.
Killed in the making of a Pringle.
Thousands.
Yeah, but they turn them into like a goo, right?
And their potato children are raped.
Pringles are the McDonald's chicken nugget of the potato chip world. They are the trashiest of chips because they are not a true chip. All the other chips are a slice of potato that has been fried
judging
and salted.
I agree.
The reason, let me talk to you about why sour cream and onion Pringles taste that way. You ever see that white powder that's in there that's like all over your hands?
All that white powder all over it.
What do you have with your potato
white
chips?
Powder. There's white powder all over them. That's the
white powder. White powder.
Coke, right? I get
it. That's funny. But yeah, I know what you're saying, but I feel like you are throwing the entire Pringles brand under a bus
where it belongs.
A lot of their chips are bad. Sure,
all of their chips are bad.
They can't compete with
they
the
leave
crunchers.
A bad taste. They use some
can't
sort of
compete
weird
with
oil.
the kettle cooked. The kettle cooked, that's a different thing. They can't compete with that. The nice sour cream and onion Pringle is not bad. It's not as good as even a Lay's sour cream and onion.
So wrong.
Because Lay's is better. You don't like Lay's?
Everything that Lay's has is better than anything that Pringles has.
I was agreeing that the Lay's sour cream is better.
You're wrong. First, you probably eat Sun Chips.
I don't eat Sun Chips, you fucking bitch.
See, saying that a man likes Sun Chips is the worst thing you could say about a man.
You like those crackly bags, don't you bitch?
That he has no honor. Of course, they call him a punk ass bitch even.
No, do you remember that? This was like from like 2005 or something when Sun Chips, like in my memory, were starting to get huge, and there was a Family Guy making fun of it where Stu was like, "I'm just going to eat Sun Chips; they're good for you," and he's like, "Oh no, they are not." like looking at the back of it, like, no, it's just fucking chips. It's the same as vitamin water.
Sun Chips are disgusting.
Why was the bag so loud? Were they trying to revolutionize bags?
It was literally a recycling thing. I remember because I went to the store when they first came out with it and like was gonna buy one, and it sounds like you're robbing them when you pick up a bag because it's so loud. And it says on the back,
Sun Chips.
Oh no! And it says on the back like, notice something about our bag, and it's like, what, that it's wildly inconvenient for the consumer? No, it's for it helps to get 6-packs off of turtle heads or something. And it's like, I don't even know if we're benefiting. I don't win.
Taylor views turtles like the Ukraine. Like, what's in it for me to get the fucking bottle things?
The way I see it, every conflict on Earth is a zero-sum game, and I am the one to gain by it not happening. And so that's how I see it. But yeah, that shit's
I like Funyuns. Funyuns were like when I was a kid. When I was in second grade.
Oh, okay, not anymore.
No, I haven't had a Funyuns.
Were you a fat little second grader?
No, I didn't get chubby until I went to like homeschooling, and like I was hanging around with dad all day, and like, you know, you just got access to anything because like I was a grown man, right? You know, I had, you know, I'm working every day, and I had money to spend, and so I could buy my own fucking snacks when I wanted to, and so I got chubby doing that. Like, there's some pictures of me like deer hunting, and I've got like the deer's antlers, I'm holding them up, and I got them big old chubby cheeks. I'm like 13 or 14 or something like that. Those were good times though. I really enjoyed those couple of years I was homeschooled. I should have just done the rest.
You should have just done it, but I need to get back to the pressing issue. I was
trying to get us away from the fucking chips, man.
I'm not going to let it happen, man. We're gonna keep talking about chips. What other than Crunchers and Kettle Cooked are the premium chip for you? Because like I feel like if you include the Kettle Cooked, that stuff, that is a true.
Well, there's like 30 different brands of like the Kettle Cooked chips.
Yeah.
But I do like those a lot. I like Lay's. Like original Lay's are really fucking good to me. Like
Totally
I like
agree.
Bud.
They're delicious.
That's like it's bullshit chip. It's mainstream. It's
the original
basic
Lay's
bitch chip.
The original
chip
Lay's
here.
is still around for a reason. It's delicious.
You know what flavor it is?
Like Bud is delicious.
Salt.
Yeah, I love salt.
I fucking love salt.
I like
Salt
that
and
too.
grease.
I
And
like
you know
that.
what
Salt
the best
and
part
oil?
is? Here's the oil. I was gonna get to that. Here's how
Yes.
you know you got a Lay's chip. Every now and then you get a bite, and there was like a bubble in that chip that had a little oil in it. You get a little mouthful of the straight up vegetable oil, and you're just like, that's the good chip.
It's
That
so
chip
good.
was holding that oil for me for weeks and weeks.
I haven't
That
had chips in
salty
a while,
oil.
but Jesus. I
You haven't
want
had chips in a while.
I
I've
don't
had.
remember my last chip.
I have had a real go around the past month or two with Goldfish. I've been eating. I keep telling myself that I'm not eating Cheez-Its, and I haven't had Cheez-It in a long time. But I have eaten. How many calories of Cheez-Its are in those giant boxes that they bring to like kindergarten classes for snacks for kids? Because I need you to double that because I ate 2 of them. Because I found it on Amazon that you can order boxes, those big giant boxes of Goldfish to your house. And so I did, and I've been just mowing through them. Goldfish are
You put the
such
goldfish in
primo
a
snack.
bowl and then bring the bowl to where you're sitting.
Yes, and then you get up over and over and over and over. I've been in like I'm like stoned as shit late at night, like walking over with my little dish of Goldfish, and then it's like I black out and I reappear and the box is there, and like I'll finish my little bowl of Goldfish and be like, oh, that was a good little snack, and then just immediately dump more in. It's like this isn't actually.
My grandmother
helping.
always had goldfish at her house. I like that's one of the things I remember about like being there. It was like there'd be
I love Goldfish.
There'd be the bowl of goldfish and like Coca-Cola in the can for like movie nights, and there would always be and those Werther's originals. But I'm not a big Goldfish fan. I like the Cheez-Its better, I think, or Cheese Nips, whichever.
That's a fun take. Definitely not Nips, Cheez-Its, yeah.
And it's funny we're talking about this Landmark. I stopped watching him last night because he stopped playing Tarkov because and did a chip tier list. Like this is completely unrelated. I just remembered this. Like he was like, all right, here we go. And he had ordered like 35 bags of rare potato chips, and he had a big overlay, and he was gonna like place them in tiers. Like
it's a good bit. I
figured I'd come back for the video and watch it later. I don't know what he agreed on, but
dude, that sounds like so much fun.
So 4,000 calories in that container you're talking about.
Yeah. I didn't think it would be that many.
That's quite a few.
I did eat 2, and I lied. It was over the last 3 weeks.
So you've had 8,000 calories worth of Goldfish over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That'll single-handedly make you over 2 pounds heavier. Just those.
I don't like that math, but it checks out.
I'm looking at snacks right now. That's what I'm doing. Have you ever had the chicken in a biscuit crackers?
Oh my god, I could eat whole boxes of that. I love chicken in a biscuit. Every once in a while, when I'm high as shit, I go to the store and I get chicken in a biscuit, and I bring that whole box home and I eat it. Oh.
So is it safe to assume that chicken and a biscuit crackers are a good source of protein? Because it says chicken in the name.
There's no chicken in them.
It's a good source of salt.
Oh, I remember when there was a comet that was passing by when I was like maybe 13, 14, 15, something like that. And it was one of those once every 80 years, like maybe it was Halley's or something.
Comet, yeah.
Yeah, and so I camped out in the backyard all night on the deck of our pool. It was like threw some blankets and like pillows out there, and I had a box of those chicken and a biscuit crackers. And like I just remember like being out there all night, like watching the thing and thinking like, pay attention, you're never gonna see this again. And it was pretty underwhelming looking back. It just looked like a comet, you know. Like
but you still got to enjoy your chicken and a biscuit.
They were delicious, and my dog like slept out there under the blankets with me, and he was eating them too. It was a good night.
They're so good.
They're really good. They taste like chicken.
They're like they taste like a piece of cracker or bread that you dipped into chicken noodle soup.
Yeah, they have. It's like you dried chicken noodle soup and made it a seasoning, and put it on crackers.
Well, maybe it is. That does sound pretty
It's
good.
very good because it's so
like you can have chicken. It's good for you.
But this is so salty and so savory. Like it's like doubly as savory as the common cracker.
It's a little like ramen noodles seasoning, like that really salty chickeny flavor. It's pretty good. What do you think about those the dill pickle lays? I'm looking at those on here.
I'm a huge fan. I love the dill pickle lays. I think they're underrated. There are times where I've gone to friends' houses to like watch a Blues game or a sports game, and they say like bring some chips. And so like my idea of that is I always I bring like a big thing of the original lays because those are always a big hit. Everybody likes those. But I also get the pickle ones. And some people just don't like the pickle ones. It's a love-hate thing. Like I love the pickle ones. A lot of people don't. But those same people hate pickles.
What about ketchup?
Only weirdo. Ketchup chips, don't care for it. I don't feel like it tastes like ketchup at all. It just doesn't. Like ketchup is not a salty flavor. Dill pickle, very salty flavor. And so it mashes well with a chip.
I can't have too many of them, but the salt and vinegar chips.
Yeah, those are solid.
Top tier. Yeah. Now, if you buy, for example, a large bag to keep you awake while taking a long drive, you can regret it.
Yeah, like by the end of one of those, like you take a drink of water afterward, and like then you realize how raw the top of your tongue is because it burns a little bit in the little areas where you chew, getting roughed up by the salt. The tip of my tongue does that all the time with Goldfish. Because I take the Goldfish and then I put it in my mouth and I lick the salt off and then I crack it in half and then I chew one half on each side of my mouth. And
this
then
is good. You take your time. That way you don't eat too many.
No, dude, you wouldn't believe how fast I am. You'd be blown away at my speed. You'd be like watching, Henry Ford unveil the fucking factory making art.
Fritos do that. Fritos have like a terrible shape, and then they even make those Fritos that are like a curly Q that are just made to like you throw a handful of those in your mouth, you might bite one that's like straight up and down, like how they like stop a giant snake in a movie.
Yeah, and those are just chili cheese.
Fritos are good.
Chili cheese ones,
Fritos are a lot of food. They're probably a lot of calories. I don't know the nutritional information, but I feel like I could have a bag of potato chips, and this is like a little snack machine bag. And by the end of it, I haven't had really any notable food. It was just a bunch of air in a half empty bag, and it kind of sucks. Fritos, on the other hand, you have some of those, and you fill up. Like Fritos are solid amount of food.
They are definitely more solid than Lay's, because Lay's just come apart in your mouth almost because there's so much oil in there.
Lay's are fronting over the amount of food you're actually getting. They take if you were to take Lay's and try to compress them, you'd have a little like a
brick
breaker worth of food, like a very little. But Fritos, if you compress those, you'd see what I'm talking about.
I haven't eaten Fritos as just like a snack chip before. I always think of Fritos as like what you put in chili and stuff.
Oh, well.
Or maybe that's different.
No,
Kyle, do you ever just eat Fritos as a snack chip?
If I'm buying Fritos, it is because I'm doing some sort of like Frito and chili type pairing. Wow. Honestly, I would never buy them otherwise because they just taste like corn and salt to me.
Here's the scenario. You're staying in a hotel, you're actually hungry, and there isn't like food available or anything. You have to go to the vending machine. That's all you have. There's a bunch of different kinds of potato chips, but that's fake volume. Those are nearly empty bags filled with the food that is basically air. Then there's the Fritos, and that's actual. You won't be hungry at the end.
Fair.
I mean, in that situation, I think you're right. Fritos are definitely heartier than Lay's, probably because Frito has corn in it, which is a heartier food than Lay's. But I don't know. I just have never wanted a Frito. I've craved
the chili cheese ones though.
I don't even want those. And you know what? You know why I don't? Because I remember taking road trips with my younger brother, and my younger brother loves chili, and so he would buy these chili cheese Fritos, and his breath would fill up the entire fucking car, and it would smell rancid after he'd eaten those chili cheese Fritos. And I don't like chili because I don't like beans. I remember it was talking about this with my wife like a few months ago that I realized why I like don't like beans really. Is she was like, why? Did you ever like have an experience? And I was like, well, I mean, there was that one time at dinner when I was a kid with chili, but I don't know. And she's like, well, tell me about that. And I was like, well, yeah, I was a young kid at dinner, and my mom made chili, and I didn't like chili. I didn't like hate it the way I do now. Like I didn't like it, and it wasn't my favorite. And so I sat down and I started to eat some, and then I felt like I was gonna throw up. Like I just randomly felt like, you know how fucking 7-year-olds are, just randomly like, oh, I feel like I'm gonna vomit. And I was like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. And I was sitting there in front of my fucking chili. Everybody else at the table's gone because my dad has already made the decree that I cannot get up until the chili's finished. And I would not eat it because I felt so bad. And I remember sitting there and I like took another bite of this getting cold chili, very probably cold by now. And then I just vomited what the chili I'd eaten like back into the bowl, and was like so afraid of my dad being upset with me that I was like more willing to take my chances with the fucking vomit in my bowl than I was like him getting mad at me. And I remember like thinking about eating that and being like, I just can't. I went to bed without dinner. I went to bed without dinner because he was like, you're going to eat that until like, you're going to finish your dinner. I threw up and he's like, you're going to finish dinner. I was like, oh, I'll go to bed without dinner. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Like,
I'm sure there's plenty of times when like my dad like freaked out and he shouldn't have, but it was never at dinner. Between you spilling the milk and this one having to eat his chili, y'all had some traumatic dinner experiences. I've been yelled at and scolded, and dad's had to apologize to me before, but not at dinner. God damn, boy.